Thanks, Jake. Really looking forward to this one today as Timmy Aldridge joins me in the commentary. Mate, how does it look?
She's beautiful up here. Actually, nice to be back again. Last time I was out here was with the nightcliff country, sort of felt like it, but it's nice to be back here in the box up here at TIO.
Really looking forward to this one today as we see Ryan Smith and Mark Jamar in the middle. About to get underway here at TIO Stadium. St Mary's versus the Crocs. Let's get it underway as the ball goes up in the air. Smith wins the tap. Nice little flick out there. Here's St Mary's through Geary with the dreadlocks. Smith gets ball to foot. Ball inside 50. Here's Edwards, dances around a few. Kick underway. Off to the right and out of bounds on the full. Jake,
yes, and
you've made it up here.
You can even say my last name correctly if you want, Nico. But yeah, no, great to be here today. It's going to be a fantastic one. Just one that we can really look forward to. Two teams that are playing really good footy, and they'll both really want to win this one purely because you can see these teams meeting again later in the postseason.
Told you couldn't talk last week. Maybe Nico Rowley might do a bit of the same as the ball's in dispute. Good tackle there. Crocs out, long down the line. Brennan flies out of his control. Umpire says play on. Ball in dispute here. Here's Raph Clark, his first look of it for the day. Smith had a couple of handy touches early. He's been good early, and there's a high tackle there from Farah.
Yeah, plenty of intensity early, Nico. Good to see. I think both teams look very up for this one because obviously it's such an important game for them as well. As Paredes takes his time, puts it down. Great kick and nice mark by Edwards. So Mary's certainly looking up and about early.
So ball inside 50 for St Mary's. Nearly the mark down there. Ball on the deck. All Crocs at ground level. It's Ogden. He gets a handball out. Roe Duggan. Runs into a bit of trouble. There's Tim Brook. Doesn't look like the fella from Bendigo. Jamar nearly takes a one-hander. Umpire says play on, and he gives away a free kick. Does the big Russian.
I reckon he might go in the book for that. No, umpire doesn't really seem to be taking Mark Jamar's number. That one could come back to bite him because that was an elbow to the right to the schnoz right there. Smithy puts it on the right boot into a dangerous position. McFarlane got his hand to the ball, tapped it down, trying to get it to advantage. Doesn't really, but that looks like Shannon Rioli, was it? Attacking the ball but Southern District's managing to get out of trouble as Ben Rioli gets caught. Play on, says the umpire. District's trying to get out of trouble here. Nicholas Mendy puts on the afterburners. He was great last week. Nice touch again today to the danger zone. Flying pack. Jamar with his hands on the ball again, and they might get out of trouble here as Brennan, a big handball backwards. And a nice play there as Will Farah comes a long way up the ground.
So Farah looking for his options. Not much doing down the line. Jared Brennan presents. Beautiful kick to him. And he's got it on centre wing. So Brennan just pops it over the top. Nice little kick down there. Back to Farah. Weighs up his options.
Yeah, big Dylan Barry there, the boy from Alice, just putting his left foot onto the ball. Fly there from Ben Rioli. Nice read. Just came in as that extra man. Timmy, what's your take on the early going so far?
Oh, really interesting. Just watching every time the ball has gone into the Saints forward line. They just don't have the numbers there, Southern Districts, to try and get the ball out there. They're just forming a great wall, and yeah, Districts are really struggling to use the ball and having to chip the ball around just to keep possession of it.
So Jamar with the tap down there, goes as far as Rioli. It's all St Mary's at ground level with the clearing kick. Could have been a mark. Umpire says play on. Ball in dispute at centre half forward for St Mary's.
Fed from Edwards, although then he's had a spare swing at it. Play on, says the umpire. Good read there from Iggy Vallejo, who's just first to the ball. The veteran, the games record holder for the NTFL. Ball in dispute here. Mendy looking to get at it. Gives him a bit of a push in the back. Is he pinned? No, he's not. Could have been. Rioli with his hands on the ball. Chucks the right foot onto it. Into space. It's all Crocs as Smith gets his hand on the ball a little high. Play on, says the umpire. And they'll try and get out of trouble here. The Crocs, plenty of time and space. 2 bounces, perhaps a third coming. Isn't. Nice little chip right into the middle there. And Districts will just take a little bit of time through Gerald Dougal. Andrew Hodges isn't here today, but Gerald Dougal's one of Hodges' favourite players. He was sensational a couple of weeks ago against Nightcliff, I think it was, as Jaden McGrath chucks the ball on the right foot. Dangerous spot. McFarlane goes up. Does he get enough of it? No, says the umpire. And District's got a bit of space out here. Not a kind bounce for McAdam, but he manages to get enough time and a nice centering kick here. It's all bullet gate stuff at the moment, Nico.
Yeah, look, it is, Jake. It's a bit up and down at the moment as we get to centre half forward with Jared Brennan. He weighs up his options. Not a lot doing.
Well, he had a few options early and then took a little bit too much time, and then not a great use of it, really. He had a few options early, then took all of that time and didn't find any of them. Although Dylan Barry, chucks on the left boot, and that'll go through for a minor score. Our first one of the day.
Yeah, really obvious at the moment that the Southern District just don't want to kick the ball long. Obviously, Shannon Rusker's instructions are to keep possession of the ball and just don't bomb it way up forward, because they just obviously concerned with St Mary's dropping over into those holes, and really working hard to keep possession all the time.
So the ball turning over there, and we're going to have a boundary throw in. Leroy Jetta just putting it over the line, so the Crocs can reset and try and get an early goal on St Mary's as the ball's thrown back in. Jamar with the tap. Snap on goal there from Roka. Oh, good effort there from Leroy Jetta. Keeps the ball alive. St Mary's there at ground level. Umpire says play on. Could have been a kicking in danger, and the St Mary's are away with a long kick, although it looks like it's going to come straight back through Charlie McAdam. No, it's not. It's all St Mary's, and St Mary's are away.
Yeah, Mendy probably has made the right option there, because he just didn't have many options. Saints had flooded back to stop the District's forward momentum, and then just didn't have the numbers forward. But Mendy took his time and has done pretty well there. Not a lot of options. Down the line goes Jared Keisha, and the ball goes out for a boundary throw in. Timmy, you know a little bit about Jared Keisha. Might have even played a little bit with him back in the day.
Yeah, no, he's a really exciting young junior, captain Victorian Metropolitan side years ago, and had a bit of a crack at the AFL with Carlton. And I played with him when he was at Nord in the SANFL a couple of years ago, and he won the flag down there, and got another chance at Carlton. But yeah, he's sort of been around a bit and didn't quite get a real good crack at the AFL, but played his 15 or 20 games, and he'll be a very handy player up here.
What value does he bring to a pretty star-studded St Mary's side?
I think he's probably a really good cover for Cameron Islet, just that hard ball in and under player who can really feed the ball out to the runners. He's a very strong player, very good hands, and I think he sort of would almost be the cover for Jared Islet.
Inside 50 here, Edwards sits underneath it, drops the ball. Umpire says play on. St Mary's players lurking everywhere. Not 15. Going to have an in the back or a mark, either way. It's a kick down there to Rusker. So he moves it across field. Could get turned over here through Musgrove. He does well. St Mary's with the numbers. Inside 50. McFarlane sits underneath and takes it.
He just read that a little bit too well, didn't he there? Lionel Ogden was his opponent, giving away a fair bit of height, and McFarlane just read the flight of the ball much better. Actually came from the back and still got the mark. Great read there by the former St Mary's skipper. Now, as I mentioned in the intro, 3 games out of retirement now. He's kicked bags of 5 or 6 every game, so he comes in here. Nice looking kick by McFarlane. It goes through. They've got the first major of the day. He's pretty happy with it. Peter Schnoodles McFarlane, and the great start there for St Mary's, the first major score on the board.
Yeah, I think obviously Sam Smith there with Southern Districts running out of defence, just got caught out there a little bit and just couldn't get back in there, and he obviously had a really good sit there, and Noodles was able to take that mark against a smaller opponent. Yeah, as you said, you're 17 goals before today in 3 games, and that's his 18th, so obviously a really handy inclusion back into the St Mary's side.
I think the value that Peter McFarlane provides that maybe a lot of people haven't thought of so far, because his goal-kicking exploits have been well publicised, but it's the fact that he takes the main defender as well. Now, that's obviously something that can be really advantageous for the St Mary's team, because it allows someone like a Jack Musgrove to play a bit more free, because he's taking that best defender for the opposition. So he's had a great start to the season, McFarlane, after we thought he hung up the boots. But he's back and making a real impact as St Mary's continue to make impacts as well. As I go for a segue, but nicely thwarted there by the Crocs as they'll look to get out of their own end. But it's definitely St Mary's who've had the best, I guess, of the territory at least so far, Nico.
So, contest on the outer wing. Rioli cuts that one off. Here's Geary, gives nice little handball off. Bit of a ragdoll sort of action down there. Handball outside. Here's Geary with the centering ball. But it's all of the Crocs through Josiah Farah.
I think that's Ogden there.
It is too.
He's had a couple of good reads, Ogden. Obviously, he got outmarked by McFarlane a short time ago, but he's read a couple of nicely back with the flight, having a good impact on the game so far. Great pick up there. So Marys will have a chance. Districts will have a chance to get out of trouble here. Didn't quite get the flight or the bounce. Paris with a nice shepherd to Ben Rioli. Gives him just a little bit of extra time. Nice work there from Paris. Musgrove, haven't seen too much of him so far in the first. It's a lovely looking kick to the danger zone. McFarlane said he asked for the push, didn't get it. Districts will be able to try and get out of trouble again, as has been the story. Sam Smith did a bit of a roundabout on himself, put it to the pack, and it goes out for a boundary throw-in. Probably not quite the start that we thought, fellas. I thought there'd probably be a couple of goals early on, both pretty hard-running attacking sides, but it's been much more of a feeling-out period for both of the squads.
Yeah, Samira's really controlling the game, I feel, at the moment. They just get the ball into their forward line, and just their numbers around the ball, they're just sort of almost 2 or 3 to 1 every time.
So Jamar with the tap down. Crocs at ground level. Here's Farrell with a nice little tap over the side there to Roduggan. He looks inboard. Here's
look at Farrell. He's flying down the field trying to get it. I like that effort. He's all alone in the pack, but they can't quite get it to him. That's a horrible kick there by Jake Roduggan. And that's a bad turnover. St Mary's will look to get it in quickly, and they do. McFarlane running pretty hard at it. Oh, he would have liked to have got that one paid, but he hasn't. We've got a free kick here. 2 districts. Geez, McFarlane got almost all of that one, but it didn't quite get paid. Yarram goes without it. It's flying up the field. Roduggan has a chance to make amends here. Had the same kick, didn't make the same mistake. And that's a nice kick there. That was Dylan Barry. And Will Farah out in the corner. Will have a rare chance so far for this first term for the Crocs to try and get another score on the board. It's a tough angle and a long way out. Not sure if he's going to try and have a crack. He doesn't. Oh, Barry was not expecting that in any way, shape or form, but he does pretty well. Steps off the right foot, puts it on the left boot. Oh, nicely stopped there. A comedy of errors almost turned into a great goal. So Mary's try and get out quickly. They might have a chance here. I think that's Paris who puts it on the left foot.
Here the Crocs at ground level. Coombs in dispute. Ball's back inside 50 for the Crocs now. Bit of a contest on the deck. Nice handball out. Here's Barry with a snap, and he's sprayed that to the left. So Districts get their second behind. St Mary's 1 goal straight. 13 minutes played in the first quarter.
Yeah, he just tried to hit that to Nycliffe, I reckon. He just tried to kick it as far as he could and just didn't time it really well and pushed it across the face. But good to see Southern Districts finally getting it down to their forward line. When you got Jared Brennan, you got Will Farrer down there, I'll be getting in there nice and quick and getting them one-on-ones, and they're not going to lose too many contests.
Absolutely.
With
We've
the leap
seen the impact.
With the leap Farrer's got, like, sit it on his head.
Yeah, we've seen the impact that Will Farrer has on games when he gets good early ball. As damaging as a forward the competition as we have. Actually, we've probably got arguably the two most damaging forwards in the competition at either end of the field today in Peter McFarlane and Will Farrer. So it's going to be, while they won't mark up on each other at all today, it's going to be a bit of a shootout between those two, I feel, as Brennan puts on the afterburners, chucks on the left foot. Will it come round enough? I don't think so. Although it stays in bounds and they'll get a minor score out of that. Districts to go to 3 points on the day. Just a little bit of a turn in the tide, so to speak, Timmy, as Districts trying to keep it down this end, although it's a nice out there from Iggy Vallegio. And then Shannon Rioli puts it on the boot. Coombs gets it off just in time. Josh Heath chasing, although gets beaten pretty easily there by Lionel Ogden, who gets hit, and Heath gets his hands on the ball again. Then Ogden does as well. Those two sharing plenty of it out to Rocker, who takes his time nicely and does just as Tim Weatherald said and gets it in early. And Farrer read the script as well, went for the big leap, just did not quite time it. Brennan picks up the ball, grubbers to himself, rugby league style. Pick up there. Back to Brennan, who goes for a snap into the square, and that's another minor score as they go to 0-4-4 to St Mary's 1-0-6. Boys, I like the way that this one's going. It's not a high scoring encounter, but it's definitely entertaining.
Yeah, it should be really hot out there too. 2 o'clock start for these teams, and yeah, I know you said before the game how hot you felt it was down there. I imagine them playing out there at the moment would be really struggling.
Here's Anstez with the kick. Looks like it's going to run over the line, is it? No, stays in play. No, it's out of bounds, so we're going to have a boundary throw it on the outer wing.
It's a good point that you make, Timmy, because you can see a few hands on hips already, and it's only 16 minutes into that first quarter. It's very hot out there. Probably as humid as a game, too, that I've seen in our 10 rounds so far. When I was down there for the start of the game, it was just extremely humid, very thick air and hot air as well. So the boys are going to be definitely sucking in the big ones as this game progresses as well. It'll be interesting to see who tires the most, particularly because St Mary's played this 2 o'clock game last week against the Bombers and came home the stronger as well. So they'll take plenty of good points out of that one.
Really is that build-up weather. It hasn't rained here for a week now, so it's just trying to rain, but that humidity just flies.
So the tap down there. Here's, can't even see who's over there. There's a nice little handball over there. Here's Geary screaming inside 50. McFarlane. Hands weren't the cleanest. All Crocs at ground level. Ball's outside of their defensive, and here's my man, Frederick, the flying mullet Sleeth. His first look at it today. He looks very good. He looks revved up, ready to go.
We haven't seen the mullet in full flight yet, but I'm looking forward to it. We did see, speaking of hot, Jackson Geary with a nice touch early on. He must be warm. He's got about 10 kilos of hair on him there. I can imagine playing that down in Melbourne, that would help, but up here in the top end in 35 degrees and 80% humidity, it can't be overly pleasant. He's playing very good football, though,
You'd have to say the humidity with that hair would go up to 100%, surely.
It would be very, very warm under there, and I'm glad it's not me.
Quite ridiculous.
I think Jared Cash has cut his hair, so he's got no hair at the moment, so he's gone the opposite way.
It's a good old-fashioned, my pop would like that haircut kind of thing, isn't it? Simple, no-nonsense business. I love it.
So here's Farrer screaming to the wing with a nice kick to his brother. We saw that leap. Anstez could have been in his back. Umpire says playing a nice little chiselling ball over the top there to Barry.
He's certainly making his presence felt, Barry. He's kicked a couple of behinds so far, so hasn't got the major that he wants, but he's certainly getting lots of ball inside that forward 50, and Shannon Rusker will be very happy with that, because if you're getting those play involvements, the scores will come. As he strolls in here, puts it on the left, he's leaning it around.
Jeddah, goal! That's the sneakiest goal you'll ever see, my friend.
Yeah, no, that was a great little effort there. Barry was leaning it through and trying to get it home, and I think everyone got a little bit of guilty of ball watching there, except for Leroy Jeddah, who just took it on the chest and swung around and put it through for their first major of the game, taking them to 10 points on it, and they've got the lead for the first time today.
And we just, sorry.
As you watch the replay here, just I think it was well played here by Jake Rowe-Duggan, sort of get the possession here. Just took a bit off the ball, just to play this little pass in there, and just gave it to his team's advantage. And I think looking across the oval, there's a bit of breeze there at the moment, just watching those flags. And obviously, they read it much better in the air, and it dropped a fair bit. And a good goal there in for breeze.
So Districts 1-4-10, St Mary's 1 goal straight, 19 minutes played in the first quarter as we see Jamar and Smith back in the middle. Early leap there from Smith. Umpire says what's doing here. It's a free kick going the way of Smith. Jared Brennan's a bit filthy on that one. Anyway, Smith puts it inside 50. Here's Edwards out on the lead. Beautiful kick from Smith. Just landed right on his chest. I don't know what the Crocs were doing back there, Timmy, my boy, but anyway, Edwards has got a shot on goal.
Yeah, he's a pretty dangerous player, Sean Edwards. You wouldn't want to leave too much space in front of him, and even just early in this game, sort of 20 minutes in, he's had 3 or 4 good possessions. He's that class above, I think, just the way he moves, his hand skills, and we'll see how good his kicking is here, right with the breeze at his back.
So Edwards on the approach, kick underway, umpire moves around, and it's just off to the left. So St Mary's get their first behind for the day.
Yeah, Shannon Rusker won't be overly pleased with obviously he's a classy player, Sean Edwards, but he won't be happy with giving away chest marks inside 50, so they'll be looking to address that one because you don't want to give him too many shots 35 metres out straight in front because he'll make you pay most times, would Shawnee Edwards.
Here's Ugle. Nice little ball over the top. Crocs just taking their time here. And that one's out of bounds.
Yeah, watching the game a little bit close, I think Lon Ogden's probably that one who's been dropping in that hole a fair bit. He's mopped up a fair bit in this first quarter. I reckon just with the quick exit out of the midfield there, that last one just didn't have a chance to drop into that hole. So it just shows the importance of a good ruckman, a fast exit, get the ball in quick. Just leaves all those holes for the forwards.
So Smith with the tap down. Beautiful tap it was too. Ball inside 50 here for St Mary's. Edwards out there, and we're going to have another... Oh no, it's a free kick going the way of Crocs against Edwards, it looks like. So they move it on early. Here's Jamar. He runs under the ball, does well at ground level, shrugs a tackle. Could have been pinged for holding the ball. Is pinged for holding the ball. So good effort over there by Paredes. He plays on quickly, looking for options inside 50. Edwards over the back with a sit, but it's all Crocs through Sam Smith.
Read that one beautifully, did Sam Smith, and it was a dangerous looking kick in, so it was very well done. Crocs trying to get out of trouble, don't have many options on here, goes on to the left boot into the pack. Keisha puts the fist on it, probably missed it actually, as Jackson Geary, the big dreaded head, bit of tunnel ball to himself, does Ryan Smith. The ball's in dispute, picked up by the Crocs. Nice little left foot there. As the quarter time siren goes, it is St Mary's 1-1-7 taking on Districts 1-4-10, and we'll be back just after this.
Isn't that the new neighbour?
Yep, pretty sure she's from down south.
She arrived last week. Just had her windscreen broken by a falling coconut.
No. I was at Jingly. Jingly!
If she was with TIO, she'd be talking to a local. Might even be from Jingly.
Am I covered for coconuts?
And it's good to know. TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance offer the option of no excess for windscreen claims.
Jingly coconut curry.
Just a moment.
Yeah, the wait is over, baby. I'm about to blow your mind. Yeah. In Australia, a keg of Carlton Draft is changed every 46 seconds. Carlton Draft, it's that fresh, baby.
1300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks. I don't know.
It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce. Coffee white with 1 bun with icing. No pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
Are you overrun with rubbish and need a skip bin? For easy disposal from your garden cleanup, renovation or spring clean? When you think skip bins, think NTRS. NTRS, your friendly, reliable and local waste disposal company.
Isn't that the new neighbour?
Yep, pretty sure she's from down south.
She arrived last week. Just had her windscreen broken by a falling coconut.
No. I was at Jingly.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium. We've had a great first quarter. I'm joined by Nicholas O'Reilly and Tim Weatherall. Boys, great first quarter. What's coming up in the second?
Well, we saw Timmy, didn't we? Southern Districts really had their opportunities. I mean, they've kicked the 1 goal for. For you, what do they need to do? On that, they need to straighten up, obviously, but, however, what do they have to do around the ground?
Yeah, no, I think they're probably kicking into a bit of a breeze there, that quarter, and just tried to keep possession too much, whereas, as I mentioned in the quarter, they've probably got 2 of the best forwards going around, and Willie Farrer and Jared Brennan in their forward line there. I'd be getting the ball moving really quickly, getting into them, the one-on-one contest and getting numbers around the ball. And I thought early in the game, St Mary's really controlled the ball. They had the ball in their forward lines, formed a great wall, and Districts struggled to get the ball into their forward line, but as the game went on, they started to get through those lines and run it out of defence. I think led by Lon Ogden was really good back there, using the ball really well out of defence. And I think they've just got to use the ball a bit quicker here, Southern Districts, and I think St Mary's need to be careful of those 2 forwards.
Your second mention of the great wall there, Timmy Weatherall, I can tell you're a Game of Thrones fan. You can see the great pictures here as well from right in the huddle. Rick Nolan getting into the boys. He'll be pretty happy with how that first term went, although they are just behind on the scoreboard. I can certainly feel that this one will open up as the game progresses. Obviously 2 great teams, first, third on the ladder. A real feeling out period for that first quarter, but I think now that they'll sort of start to get their combinations, work out the matchups, I feel like we could see a couple of extra goals as this one progresses. Boys, we've also had a text in on the hotline. Someone called Lynn has messaged in saying absolutely loving the commentary today, so it's good to see that people are joining us on the YouTube channel. Of course, it'll be broadcast on Channel 7 tomorrow as well, so it's good to have people joining us on the hotline. And if you do want to message in, please do 0478 128 268, the NTFL hotline. How good is it?
And getting back to footy now, I think, just to make sure we stay on track here. Talking about, obviously, some Districts having some good forwards. Obviously, St Mary's, I mean, early on, Sean Edwards looked really dangerous. You got Noodles McFarlane down there as well. So it really is, both sides have got, as you mentioned earlier, it's probably the 4 best forwards in the competition at the moment. And, I really think the game is going to open up a little bit, and hopefully we see a high-scoring game like the Tiwi match last week.
Well, we saw that, in that quarter. Yeah, you're right. Both teams were sort of squeezing the life out of each other going forward, but hopefully it'll open up. Midway through this quarter, a few tired legs will start to kick in. Jakey boy, I'm getting tired legs just sitting here in the commentary box. It's air conditioned too.
It's even warm up here in the aircon. So you can only imagine what is going on here. But I do have a big report. Jackson Geary has got the hair up.
That's up.
It's official. The dreads are up.
He looks like Amy. That's a bit of Amy Winehouse. He's going to get the name Winehouse from here on in at TIO Stadium as we're about to get underway in the second quarter. Districts 1-4-10, St Mary's 1-1-7 as the ball's thrown up in the middle. Here's Geary with a nice little handball out here. They're away here. with an inside 50. Drop mark. Edwards with a nice dancing move. Drops the ball. Umpire says play on, but it's all Crocs at ground level as they get out onto the wing.
Yeah, Nick Mende probably had two options there. I know he hit the target there, but I reckon they could have almost run right in there and had a shot at goal. Had two people running on the outside of him, but you know, obviously if they'd taken the mark, it would have all been okay. But just sort of looked, I reckon there's a few people shouting for that ball from Nick then.
Rioli on the outside.
Yeah, you did see him
It
there.
would have been a nice little finish from him. He loves those sort of running goals, does Shan Rioli, as we're about to have a ball in on the outer wing. St Mary's with a nice early clearance here in the second quarter. Smith with the tap down. Here's Mendy again in pursuit of the ball. Gets his hands free, gets a handball over the top. St Mary's looking dangerous here early. Kick underway, but it's all St Mary's, although drop mark. Ball on the deck again. They've got the numbers. Clear the ball. Here's Barry in pursuit, and we're going to have another boundary throw in.
Yeah, it's just amazing, just that drop mark there, that missed chance, and suddenly all the pressure goes straight back on them. I reckon if he had taken that mark, there's all this space grandstand side and could have really almost ran the whole field, but that one error, can they really be costly?
So ball thrown back in. J-Mo with a nice little tap.
Oh, bit of candy there, J. Crow Duggan.
So kick down there. Raf Clark spoils his own man. Crocs at ground level. Nice little chiseler over the top. Leroy Jetta trying to play on quickly. Finds Farah by himself. 30 metres out directly in front of goal.
Had a big think of keeping on running, Willie Farah then. He had no one on him. Probably should have, really, but he's gone back and taken his time. You'd like to back him home from here. He'll be kicking this one from about 35 metres out on approach, right in front. Couldn't get any more in the middle of the sticks right here, Willie Farah. A nice, casual approach, puts it on the right boot. The hands in the air early, which is always a good sign. And the boys get around him. That's a great start for the Crocs. They'll go 2-4-16 to St Mary's 1-1-7. Just a little bit smoother with their transition footy there, the Crocs.
Yeah, we see it just there also with the the two. Raf Clark there was in that spoiling contest. Both got spoiled. Unfortunately, their two direct opponents both got out the back of them there, and the first mark here, and then obviously chipped it in. And Raf was just caught out there after being knocked over that contest further up the field. But great goal there by Willie Farah. That's his 30th goal for the year, and he moves out to I think an 8-goal lead in the whole competition.
The way Noodles is going, he'll catch up next game. Reckon, Jakey boy?
Well, mate, I think it's when you've got two great goal kickers in a game, it's just sensational to watch. And, Will Farah has shown that for many years, that he's a great goal kicker, and McFarlane's exactly the same. So it's probably going to depend on who has the better second half of the season when we're talking the competition's leading goal scorer. But I think right now, both teams just want them to get on the board in general and get a couple of goals for their clubs.
So Coombs giving away the free kick there. Plays on, drops the ball.
What are you doing, champ?
I've never seen that one. I think that's called the old dropped donut. Anyway, we're underway here. Crocs, Leroy Jetta with a nice shepherd. Farah on the lead, gets the mark again. And he can line up for his second in just 2 minutes here at TIO.
Lionel Ogden's run about 30-40 metres there without a bounce. I don't know how he got away with that one, but when you can take it, you'll take it, because you've got a great spearing kick in there to Will Farah. He'll kick from about 35 again, a bit more of a difficult angle. I'm going to say right on 45 degrees. No protractor, but I reckon that's about right. Puts it on the right boot. Looks pretty good, though. It's trailing off. It is a through. Great goal there from Will Farah. Kicks 2 goals in 2 minutes. And now this lead just extends out nicely. 3-4-22 plays at 1-1-7. And District's making the most of this little bit of extra breeze. Getting on the board early, Timmy.
Yeah, obviously Jake Duggan there just fooled everyone with a drop ball, and then, as you said, he ran about sort of 45, 50 metres there. Gets behind all the, you see St Mary's defenders, all there just got caught out because he ran the ball through that space and got the ball over the back. And that's probably what we spoke about, what they need to do is run and carry the ball, get over those loose St Mary's defenders, and suddenly they find space behind them.
Jake the Protractor Horrits. I don't mind it. What a good name.
To it.
Anyway.
Better than any of the other nicknames I get from me mates, I can tell you that for free. Anyway, the ball comes down to contest, onto the boot. Keisha gets it in. Nick Yarran with a nice little tap forward to himself, and looks like he got held out of play. He did. Now he'll try and get some Marys in on the action after it's been Crocs for most of this second quarter. Nice spearing kick. McFarlane probably got first hands to it, tried to tap it down to advantage, didn't really work out. The Crocs will try and get out of trouble here. Dingo didn't get a great kick on it, might have a chance here. Labastida just stuck out the right peg and got a bit of it, giving Rioli a chance to get the ball, and he does a nice job. Keisha probably didn't do a very good job with that one, trying to play on, and then...
I think they said it wasn't 15.
Oh, a touch or yeah. Definitely played on because he was told to, I reckon.
Looked 15 from where I am.
I think he's pretty lucky to get away with that one, Keisha.
Anyway, I'm no tape measure, Jake, but I thought that was 15 minutes. Anyway, he plays on quickly. Kick underway to the top of the square. Oh, flying kick, still in play. Oh. What's going on? It's touched right on the line, rushed through for a behind. So St. Mary's get their second minor for the day. They move to 1-2-8. Southern Districts 3-4-22. 6 minutes played in the second quarter. So Jared Brennan with the ball in the back pocket. Just trying to hold on to the ball here for a moment are the Crocs.
Not sure if that's exactly where he was trying to kick that one, but it's worked out quite well with a steaming Will Farah just getting onto the ball. And what I love about Will Farah's work is you can see that ball, he just goes straight back to where he needs to be and tries to provide him that option up forward. Doesn't work out this time because the ball was turned over. Yarra does quite well with a fend and then turns on a dime, spears the kick in, just was a little bit low and wide for McFarlane. McFarlane's still got the hands out in the air like a big aeroplane saying, give us a free, sir.
It's holding the ball here. It's a beautiful tackle from Musgrove. Good effort there, just stayed in the contest. So Musgrove will have a set shot on goal about 25 metres out on a slight, very slight angle.
Yeah, very slight angle. Kicked 5 goals last week. Jack Musgrove was sensational when he got his opportunities. Didn't get a whole heap of ball, but when he popped up in the right spots and made the most of his opportunities, and he'll be looking to do so again as he approaches, puts it on the right foot.
Shanked it.
He's shanked it. Cheesy will not be happy with that one. You've got to kick those. And you can see Tim Brook there probably letting Jack Musgrove know how easy that opportunity was for them, seeing they're behind on the scoreboard. District's trying to get out of trouble here. Big fly from Raph Clark. Doesn't get paid, just didn't quite get enough of hands on it. Jared Brennan with a nice handball. It was a little bit low, actually. Smith-Thompson out to Musgrove. Well done from the young fella who gets pushed into the fence. A few little words said here by Pierce Little as well. Geez, they've got some big names in their side, don't they? The Crocs, Pierce Little, of course, another big off-season recruit for the Crocs coming over from Palmerston, who was the Palmerston skipper last year. Keisha gets some hands on the ball. Just got run down by Little. Managed to get a foot on the ball, so it was play on.
Here's McAdam in the middle of the ground, gets the kick underway.
Yeah, nice
Matt Duffy by himself. He's looking for options. He plays on, nothing's doing. Gets a handball over the top to Ugal. Ugal with the kick. Leroy at the back. Raph Clark does well, keeps it in front. Drops the ball. Leroy with some good pressure there, but he's given away a free kick to Raph Clark. He did well there, Leroy, until he just gave away that free kick. It was about 4-on-1. And he did well. Anyway, we're back underway here.
Tell you what, that's some contest though, as Will Farah gets handed seemingly a gift, and then he chucks it on the right boot, and that has gone through for a great goal, right at the same spot where he kicked one a short time ago. But that was a horrible kick straight into Will Farah's hands, and he's made the most out of an opportunistic situation. Geez, they won't be happy with that. Yeah, we might have the replay here.
Jared Keisha, I think, isn't it?
We'll have a look here. Raph Clark had the ball, was it? And then, yeah, Jared Keisha. What is going on there?
Geez, that's a real stinker.
His slick haircut has not helped him there at all.
Yes, we've pumped up his tyres a bit, haven't we?
Yeah, obviously the heat in that head probably hasn't helped him too much. maybe forced
Tell you what,
there.
it's not affecting Will Farah though, because that was a great kick off one step and just curled it through nicely. Good battle in the ruck here. Ryan Smith is absolutely exhausted. He might need a spell because he's walking around now. He's absolutely spent. J-Crow Duggan does well. Nice handball, keeping the Crocs going forward, and they attack the ball here, as does Raph Clark. Heavy contact.
Getting a free kick down here. Looks like it's going the way of...
Districts, I reckon.
Districts, yeah, it is. So, Curry. No. Curry? No. Curry? Yes,
Can you
Curry.
say no again?
Curry? Yes, Curry.
Jared Brennan sitting pretty on the boundary line, but doesn't go to him. Spears in. Keisha with a bit of a shoulder into the back.
Could have
Gets
been
his hands
taken
on the
high.
ball.
And
It's
we're going to
gonna
have
go up.
a ball up about 47 metres out from the goal for the Crocs.
Probably a bit unlucky there, Jared Case. I think the umpire just got caught on the far side. Wouldn't have seen that high take which we saw.
So good tap down there. Here's Smith.
That is not where that punch meant to go.
Smith.
And that's where that kick wasn't meant to go from Ryan Saw Smith. That's out on the full. And the Crocs will have a chance to spear this one inside 50 as Saints rush back to mark up. Man on man. J-Crow Duggan is the man with the ball. Just puts it to the hot spot, which is a pretty smart move. We saw a bit of a fly there from Will Farah. It's called play on, as Coombs has time and space, and a flying Jackson Geary if he wants to use him. Doesn't. Good speed there from Coombs, although the kick wasn't great. Nice pickup. Now it's the Crocs' turn to go forward, and they do. Spearing kick.
Oh,
That's the flying mullet.
Sleet's gone forward. He plays on quickly to Pierce Little. Beautiful play there from the flying mullet. Weighing up his options, realising he probably wouldn't dob it. I better hit up Pierce Little.
There's a saying that goes around the Southern Districts Crocs football team, that's don't mess with the mullet. I'm not sure it's true, I just made it up, but if they don't, they should definitely start using it. Do not mess with the mullet, Fred Sleeth, because he will make you pay, and he did exactly that. And Pierce Little with a chance here to put the Crocs further in front.
Well, it's been all Crocs this quarter. It's 28-9 as it stands now. As Pierce Little with the slow approach on goal. Kick underway. Looks pretty good off the boot. He likes it. Gives Leroy a high five. He gets one here for the Crocs.
Yep, great work there from the Crocs. They're just definitely getting the most out of this second quarter. As Timmy Weatherall mentioned a little while ago, they do have that little bit of breeze with them, but they're certainly taking much better advantage of it than St. Mary's did in the first. Just smart play here. Look at this mullet watch. Here we go. Boom. Hits it at pace. The mullet just bouncing up and down majestically. Could almost go David Attenborough on that. It's so beautiful. And then, yeah, finds Pierce Little. Very nice kick there. And he made no mistake, did Pierce. And they're looking very good, the Crocs. Rick Nolan will be a little bit concerned, I think, and will have to make a few changes. What do you think, Timmy?
Yeah, well, he spoke about during the week about turnovers and how costly they were against TV last week. And unfortunately, when you play a team like Southern Districts, you know, you can't really afford to get away with it. And that was really disappointing there by Michael Coombs to run so strongly and then to have a poor turnover, which directly became a goal. So they're the sort of things which Rick would be concerned about at the moment.
So the Crocs have got the ball inside St. Mary's attacking 50. Nice kick over there. Rocker with the kick into the middle of the ground. J-Mark gets a slight little handball off.
Good
run.
tackle, Paredes.
Farah got the kick, the handball away, but it's all St. Mary's out there through McGrath.
Just one of those ones where you just can't quite get the bounce, and played with himself there for about 5 minutes.
So it's a free kick coming back to McGrath for the push after he got rid of it.
Opponent just got so frustrated he wouldn't pick the ball up.
Pick the ball up. Oh, we've all been there in that situation where you just don't get that bounce. Just taking a little bit more time here, and it's probably a smart move by St. Mary's. They've probably got caught in a bit of this hustle and bustle of the game, and Southern Districts are just doing it better. So we can see Lionel Ogden, who's had probably the most touches out of all players today. He's been very good so far. Keisha, again, not a great kick across field. This time was a bit lucky, finding Raph Clark on the run, whose kick was much better. Great fly from Musgrove, and that'll get paid. Oh, geez, lucky to not give away 50 there. Musgrove just turns and kicks. Probably not the best option. Don't think Should have done that one. He was trying to find McFarlane one-on-one in the goal square. Great mark from the young fella, though. Big, strong mark. Just didn't make the most of it.
Yeah, and I didn't need to do better, especially at the moment when some districts are in control of the match. Some areas just need to take every chance at the moment and just probably just rushed himself a little bit too much there.
So ball back into play. It's a hot little ball. Nice little snap on goal. It's just off to the right through Labastida. So St Mary's moved to 1-4-10. Southern Districts 5-4-34. 15 minutes played in the second quarter here. The ball's kicked out. It's Tim Brook.
They've done a good job getting out of their own end today, Southern Districts. It's something St Mary's pride themselves on, is that forward pressure and making it really difficult for teams to get out of their own end and keep that continued pressure. So we can see Leroy Jetta with plenty of time here. Just gets a nice kick to the danger zone. The mullet has a crack at it, misses it. Oh, that could be a throw. And it is St Mary's free. It's Hugh McMurtry. Dawdles off to the right, puts it on the right boot. It's a kick to space. Bounce will be important. Paredes gets it, but was pretty tightly marked.
A free kick
Might
back
be a free
here
downfield here too. Paredes taken a little bit high. Taking a fair while to get back to him. He's eventually got his hands on the ball, and now he wastes no time.
Dylan Barry with the flying elbow. Little stinking kick that one is. Rioli's good enough to dance around a few. Kick underway. McFarlane stands underneath it. Does well in the one-on-one contest. Ball on the deck. Musgrove with the kick, but smothered. But it's all Crocs at ground level here. Jared Brennan in pursuit. Someone's down there. Here's Musgrove. Dances round one. Handball's off. Shannon Rioli. There's a lot of dancing going on here. And holding the pill. Shannon Rioli. You can't do that much Irish dancing and get away with it, Jake.
Absolutely not. And I do love an Irish jig, but that didn't work. Yeah, St Mary's just messing around with it a little bit too much and just not making the right decisions inside forward 50. They've got a chance to get back down there through Huey Mack. Puts it on the right foot. Coombs gets the bounce and a nice handball off to Clark, who handballs it forward again. Jackson Geary, hair up, puts it on the left foot to McFarlane. Contest is probably high, play on, says the umpire.
There was about 3 or 4 free kicks there, I would have thought.
Screaming at the umpire for some reason, not quite sure why. Again, St Mary's just fiddling around with it a little bit too much. A grubber kick inside the forward 50.
Here's Edwards, does a nice little chiseling kick. Hold on, what's the umpire doing here? It's sort of, they were away there, St Mary's, with Edwards with the kick over to Geary. The ball's coming back. It's going to be a free kick to the Crocs.
That was a...
Wonder what for?
That was a bit of a confusing minute or two right there. I'm not quite sure what happened for most of that, period. Yeah, but
where are we?
They say lost the whistle. I think he lost the whistle. Definitely there.
I'm not sure what happened, but anyway, alas, we progress, and it is the Crocs who are working their way forward nicely there. Great kick.
Leroy Jetta with a nice kick. Farah with the launch. Does well, gets up off the deck, 2 on 1, and holding the man. I didn't really see holding the man. I just saw a bit of a charge sort of vibe. But anyway, Farah's going to get the free kick on a bit of a tight angle for Farah, but he's a pretty good set shot at goal, isn't he, Timmy?
Yeah, he's been on fire today.
Yeah, well, he's obviously had a shot from here. Just to they've got to get a protractor out. Look out how far it is.
Well, so the protractor is out. I'm calling 28 degrees on this one.
As we see one of the spectators getting stuck into him over the fence, but kick underway. Obviously worked, ball to the top of the square. All Crocs, St Mary's at ground level. Little stinky kick from Mendy. He goes and gets his own ball, gets run down from behind. Umpire says holding the ball.
Brandon Ruska. Well done. Good effort
gets
from the
the hands on quickly, centres it. Here's Tim Brook. Weighing up his options, just puts it long, looking for Farah, and it's touched just on the line there. for another minor to the Southern Districts, Timmy.
Geez, as a coach, you just love Brandon Rusker there. He made 2 tackles in within 20 metres there. Just that forward line pressure keeps the ball in the area. Suddenly they get another shot at goal, and I've got no doubt Shannon Rusker will mention that at half-time towards his teammates.
So Vallejo not really knowing where to go. Looks for Raf Clark.
Oh,
Raf with beautiful, strong hands down there.
He's as good as anyone in the competition on that inside 50 in their own end is Raf Clark. He takes some great marks in those situations, and it's just so valuable to get your side out of that pressure situation.
Rioli with a nice kick.
Deserves that, yeah, and gets it, does Paris. Good hands, right in front of our commentary box here. Goes on his left foot. Yaron just sort of sat on it, didn't go up, was hoping for it to land in on his chest, and it didn't. But got a player down.
Might have someone in a bit of strife here with a high hit. Accidental, of course. Looks like on the players. We just have a look at the replay here. Wasn't in that contest, just here it is. Yeah, just gets the hip to the head. So
Lionel Ogden.
And he's been on fire too, Lionel,
he's had
hasn't
a great game.
He looks like he's all right. He's just coming to his senses and trying to get up on his feet, although he's just still sitting down there.
I'm not sure if he's Nick Yaron's direct opponent, but he's done a good job if he has, because Nick Yaron's probably been one of the most damaging players this year, and I've hardly called his name or even seen him get a possession today. So, as we spoke about, he's definitely sitting in behind the player and getting some possessions that way. But I think he's defensively doing a really good job as well.
So he looks all right. Ogden plays on, kick down the line here. Here's the big Russian with a little ball out. There's my man Sleeth, just ragdoll someone in and gives away a free kick. You can't ragdoll like that, Frederick. You just can't, my friend. Pretty obvious. So a free kick coming down here to Iggy Vallejo. He hits up a target in the way of Mikey Coombs. He drops a ball. Pierce Little with the spoil.
Oh, great work there.
St. Mary's looking to go forward. They need a goal before the end of this second quarter to stay in the contest. Could have been hit high. Umpire says play on.
Yeah, it was good courage there from Nick Yaron.
So Crocs look to clear. Jared Brennan with a nice mark there. He moves it across field. McAdam.
Lovely kick from Jared Brennan. He's got a lovely left boot, doesn't he?
McAdam over the top to Matt Duffy. He weighs up his options.
Wanted to go forward early and
drops the ball. That's the second time today. McAdam. He's not going to drop it. He puts it underway. Nice looking kick there to Kane Davis. First time we've called that bloke's name today. Plays on, doesn't even realise. Gets wrapped up by Rialdi. He's absolutely stuck it up, Kane Davis. He has stuck it up. Didn't hear the umpire say play on.
Gracious me.
He's had a real stinker. Kane Davis, hasn't he? Welcome back to football. He's had 2 weeks off, Jake.
And I think the week before that was the week he got lost on the side.
Geographically challenged as the second quarter comes to an end here at TIO Stadium. Southern Districts 5-5-35, St. Mary's 1-4-10. We'll be back with the second half right after this.
Isn't that the new neighbour?
Yep, pretty sure she's from down south.
She arrived last week. Just had her windscreen broken by a falling coconut.
No. I was at Jingly. Jingly!
If she was with TIO, she'd be talking to a local. Might even be from Jingly.
Am I covered for coconuts?
And it's good to know. TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance offer the option of no excess for windscreen claims.
Jingly coconut curry.
Did you know that somewhere in Australia a fresh keg of Carlton Draft is changed every 46 seconds? It's that fresh.
Carlton Draft, it's that fresh, baby.
Life. So full of surprises. But you don't want a headache to be one of them. Get Panadol Rapid from Chemist Warehouse. It's absorbed 2 times faster than regular Panadol tablets, so you won't miss life's special moments. Panadol Rapid. When pain is gone, life takes its place. Available at Chemist Warehouse for the lowest prices guaranteed.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Dedicated sports zones, men's performance, lifestyle, basketball. All new women's zone from running to yoga. And Intersport Kids Zone. All ages, performance footwear and apparel. Plus the new dedicated football zone. All year for all codes. For awesome service and advice, come in and see us. The all-new Intersport concept store, Casuarina Square.
Let's see. Roma, Verona.
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Flight Centre.
time for the third quarter. The two big rigs go up for it in the middle. Coombs with the ball, chucks it on the left. Bounce will be important, actually, to no one. Nick Yarran probably has the speed to get over to that one. We get a nice early boundary throw in. Nick O'Reilly, what do you make of the third quarter coming up?
Well, you know, St Mary's definitely need to get on their bike early, don't they, Timmy? They had plenty of options early as we see the ball chiselled in to Raf Clark to have an early set shot on goal. Tim, what does St Mary's need to do to get back in the contest?
Yeah, this is obviously one of the moves. Obviously, Raf Clark's been playing across half-back most of the day and does pinch hit in the midfield a little bit. They've pushed him forward to be the big marking forward here to try and obviously free McFarlane up a little bit, and it's the first shot on goal less than a minute into a quarter.
So Clark on the approach will kick from about 50 out. Kick underway. It would be a good way to open up.
And he's great goal.
Kick the goal, Raf Clark. So St Mary's getting that all-important opener here in the first quarter. 2-4-16 to the Crocs. 5-5-35.
Just the start St Mary's needed. You can see there Peter McFarlane coming up to Raphael Clark and giving him a big hug. Knows how important that is. Great work there by Nick Yarran. Didn't give up on the play, and then a nice spearing kick inside that first minute. Rick Nolan, his message at halftime would have been said, boys, we know what we did last week. We're still well and truly in this game. Let's just get off to a good start, and they've done exactly that.
Yeah, Nick Yarran probably didn't have his greatest first half in the game, and obviously really important for his confidence to get an early touch, and obviously same with Raf there, you know, show that he can be a big, strong forward.
So it's 19-point deficit here as the umpire recalls the ball. Just went a bit right, hard right that ball went. As everyone resets, ball thrown in the air. Jamar with the tap straight down to Paredes, gets the kick away.
Off the back, Nate Paredes.
Ball in dispute, nice little dance there. Snap inside 50.
Oh, good
All
pick
Crocs,
up.
good take, but Ben Rioli sits on him and the umpire says, it's my ball, boys, I'll throw it up.
Couple of texts in on the hotline as well, boys. Someone called Laura has said, how good is Kane Davis? Another guy who just goes by the name of Logsy has said, come on St Mary's, we've got this. So the texts are flying in at the moment because it is a fantastic game. We can see Nate Paredes again getting his hands on it. Nice kick, but well read there by the big man Jamar, who puts it out there to Lionel Ogden. Copped that head knock in the first half. Seems all right now. He's got a couple of nice early touches in the third.
So here's Farah weighing up his options. Just gets a little chisel over the top to Ogden. Now we're going to have a downfield, a free kick here. Ogden keeps running. He gets the ball. No, he drops it. Clever enough to pick it back up. Gets a handball over the top. Leroy Jetta with the kick inside. Here's Farah underneath it. Drops the mark. Rioli. Nice little chisel over to Musgrove. And St Mary's look to get away here, out of trouble.
Districts have done well, just filled those holes, didn't let Labastito get away quickly there. They've marked up really well, although Coombs has found a little bit of space. The ball didn't go to him. Nice fly there by Raf Clark, who takes another great mark. He's been very good today. Probably hasn't gotten as much ball as he usually gets, but geez, he's made the most of it when he's got it. Ball up for contest. Pretty good hit there by Coombs. So it looks like it'll be Districts who have the chance to get out of trouble. Dancing around there was Ogden. Another great touch by him onto the left boot. And that looks like it's gone out of bounds on the full, and that'll be a St Mary's ball.
Yeah, he just got caught in the wrong side there, being a left footer, and just couldn't bring the ball back into play. But as you said, defensively, Southern Districts are really strong at the moment, really matching up really well.
So Musgrove with the long kick, looking for Smith. Jamar's just hanging off him, but umpire says play on. Have another boundary throw in on the outer side on the flank for St Mary's way.
It's a little bit similar to that first quarter where St Mary's had the ball in their forward line, lots of numbers around the ball, lots of little packs, and Southern Districts just trying to chip the ball around and keep possession, and whether they're trying to block it up, kicking into this little bit of a breeze.
So here's Ogden. He's had about 50 million touches today. He puts the kick on under Leroy Jetta. He does well, keeps his feet. All St Mary's at ground level. Here's Roker with the kick. Finds Jared Brennan. with a little ball on the deck. Doesn't quite work out. St. Mary's at ground level with Geary. Handball's over the top. Musgrove with a quick snap. Nice little handball there. Edwards looking to clear for St. Mary's. They're away here. Here's Nick Yarran with a nice looking tick to Rioli. Rioli plays on. Set shot on goal and just puts it to the left. So St. Mary's,
been one of the best end-to-end pieces of play we've seen this season, and then Ben Rioli's missed one that he certainly would kick 9 times out of 10. I think he got a bit caught between whether to actually try and kick the goal or spear it into Peter McFarlane, and he did neither in the end. Disappointing end as Districts will look to make them play here. Didn't quite get the bounce.
A good tackle there from young Musgrove, and it is. So Musgrove with the free kick.
And pull it back.
Keisha, who's clearly from down south with that moon tan style. So Musgrove puts the ball inside 50. Raf Clark sits under it. Could have been held on to. Umpire says play on. Rioli gets a handball over the top. Labastida, he hands over to top to Coombs. Coombs weighs up his options, puts the ball inside 50, but it's all Southern Districts there in the way of Sam Smith.
Yeah. Great read.
So Southern Districts just holding onto the ball here in their back line. And that ball's out on the full. So St. Mary's can reload here and try and get their second in a row early in this third quarter.
Been looking a little bit what St. Mary's have been trying to do. It looks like there has been a straight swap between Edwards and Raf Clark. So Edwards is pushed across half-back. You'll see him pick the ball up here. There's a bit of a loose defender. So that's obviously one of the changes they've tried to change the game around with.
Edwards with the kick inside. McFarlane from the back. 3-4 touches. Umpire says play on. Raf digs the ball out, snaps. And we're going to have a ball up. There's a,
Jeez, McFarlane unlucky there.
Thought he had enough of it, Jake.
Enough of it, yeah.
As we just have a look here, Edwards with the kick. McFarlane, maybe because he come in from the back. Oh no, I would have paid that. Yep. I am a level 1 umpire, Jake. I would have paid that. But anyway,
level 1 doesn't do you justice, mate. You're one of the great visionaries, but
Sam Smith
also visionary. Look at that, Brian Smith. Oh, geez, that would have been a great goal there. Alas, we continue on.
So Crocs are away here. But it looks like it's coming back St. Mary's way. The intercept, Mark Coombs with the fly. Puts the ball down.
Did everything but catch it.
Pierce Little gets wrapped up. Smith with the kick. Back inside 50. McFarlane 3-on-1. Puts the ball down. It's all St. Mary's there. Paredes with the handball over the top. Can Rioli get on the end of it?
Play on.
And we're going to have boundary throw in. So it's sort of all happening. A lot of action, Timmy, but not a lot on the scoreboard.
Yeah, no, that's right. St. Mary's just need to make sure they take a few of these chances at the moment. If they want to get back in the game, kicking with the breeze this quarter, I reckon it's worth probably a couple of goals at the moment. And yeah, they just need to take these chances at the moment.
So Smith and Jamar with the tap.
Too easy there for the Crocs, wasn't it? Getting out of trouble.
And we're going to have another
throw in. Boys, interestingly, I've got another text in. The guy can win AFL premierships, Xavier Clark, and he can still have time to text us in here at the NTFL. He's just texted me. He said, skill errors killing the Saints. So great to have the big fella down in Melbourne there, imparting his wisdom on his former club.
I will tell you this, Xavier, if you're listening, you should get into coaching. I reckon you know what you're talking about. Anyway, as the ball's back underway, here's Yarran. He does well, turns around on a dime. Kick to McFarlane, but it's all Crocs down there. And we got Benny Rioli, and that's going to be
pushing the back.
Pushing the back.
There's ya.
Definitely going the way of Rioli. He plays on quickly. Oh no, drop ball down there.
Good work from Mendy, made the most of the
umpire says holding the ball.
Coaches will love that, you know, people make errors, but then you've got to try and make the most of that situation. He did exactly that.
Mendy
puts the ball in the danger zone. Is it marked? I'm not sure. Play on, says the umpire, so it must have been touched. Goes through for a minor score. St Mary's doing their best to keep that forward pressure on here and doing a little bit better at it than they did in that first and second terms. I noticed that Districts were really getting out of their own end quite easily. Oh, it's Ogden again, the poor fella. He's copping them from absolutely everywhere. He's going to wake up pretty sore on Sunday morning.
See him starfishing on the ground there.
Yeah. Tough
man
day
in
at
the
the
wars
office for
today.
Lionel, but he's having a very good game. Districts try and get out of their own end. I feel like this is the time of game where someone's going to break it open. Who will it be? Joshy Heath it might be. He's outsized, but he
wins the free
managed
kick.
to do very well there, Josh Heath.
Not sure about that one.
Oh, it's good use of the body.
Winning the free kick for being short, anyway.
Great use of the body there by Josh Heath, who spears it in.
Smith sits under it. Ball punch from behind. Ball on the deck. It's a bit of a scrap here. Umpire circling, and he says, it's my ball. Boys, I'll throw it up.
Definitely an added effort here from Saints to try and keep that territory style of football. Try and keep it at this end. They just did not do that well enough in the first half, and it's been the message from Rick Nolan, obviously, because you can see, look, there's Iggy Vallejo almost up on that forward 50, trying to keep that forward pressure up. This is the situations that could hurt them. Farah didn't get the fly, but they've got a 2-on-1 situation. Could have been a drop. It's not play on. Keisha gets his hands on the ball. Heath tried to do the same.
Now we're going to have a ball up right on the boundary line on the centre wing. Right in front of the commentary box we are.
I think Timmy Weatherall made a good point a little bit earlier on there, you know, that it sort of has that same feeling as the first quarter, a real sort of testing each other out, working out the matchups. There has been a few changes, as we've mentioned, as Jamar gets the best of that tap. McGrath, nice body on the line work there. Could have been diving at the legs, but go up again. You know, pretty stop-starty so far in this third term. A lot of ball ups, a lot of boundary throw-ins. So just waiting for the game to break open. As I said about 3 or 4 minutes ago, just waiting for someone to do something special, and it could make a big impact on this game.
So handball over the top. Zach Smith doesn't quite get the ball, although he's got his head over the ball now. Yaron with the kick. It's coming outside.
Good
Josh Heath in
old-fashioned
pursuit,
foot race.
but it's going to be another boundary throw-in on the centre wing.
What this does do is that's 12 minutes. It's just hard slogging footy and in the hot weather, and it just makes it really hard. And this is probably working into District's favour a little bit. They haven't taken the chances early in the quarter, and they're just going to really try and nut it out the rest of this quarter, I reckon, and just keep the ball. You know, lots of stoppages, lots of slow plays, and hopefully they can get a quick exit and try and sneak a goal is what they'll be trying to do.
So
There
my
won't be
man,
any
the
quick goals if this keeps happening. Flying mullet with a nice rugby league-esque pass there, showing that he's a multi-sport champion, as he most certainly is.
looks like he'd be into the darts too, Jake.
Yeah,
I
bit
think.
of Simon the Wizard Whitlock about him, that's for sure.
As Barry gets tied up by 3 Saints players. Gonna have another boundary throw in. Ryan Smith puts his hand up, indicating that he will be going up against the flying mullet in the ruck. So well done there by Smith. Been holding the man there.
Smart play by Paredes, keeping
Good
his
little
feet.
handball, Rioli. Handball over the top. Here's
His hands out
Geary.
again. He can't decide. Jackson Geary spears it in.
Here's Josh Heath, those little pumping pistons. Raph Clark, hands over the top, ball smothered. Coombs with a clever tap, but it's just going the way of Lionel Ogden. He's having an absolute blinder, this man. Coombs with the tree stand.
What a tackle!
Holding the pill, my friend, holding the pill. Advantage paid. Rioli with the set shot on goal. It's all McFarlane down there. That's a free kick, umpire. No, we're coming back, are we? No, it's one behind. Bully dolly.
Take a deep breath, Nico. It's all going to be okay, my friend, but there is some very exciting football being played here. Great work by our replay team there. Look at that tackle. Michael Coombs.
Raph Clark just manning the mark there, making Sleeth earn every inch. Kick down the line. Good juggling mark there from Zach Smith. Jared Brennan demanding the ball long down the line. Smith does that. Looks Leroy Jetta with the climb. Nothing doing. Jared Brennan. Here's Leroy Jetta. Nice handball over the top. Missed there from Bowden. You're a poet, you didn't even know it. Off the deck.
Somebody just pick up the pill, and they have. Oh, big hit there from McGrath.
He says bodies flying everywhere here at TIO Stadium. They're even running into each other, their own players.
Pick up by Jared Brennan.
Jared.
The left foot will suit him here, and he spears it in. It's going to be a good old-fashioned foot race. Will Farrell gets his hands on it first, and doesn't he give Jack Geary an absolute mouthful? Goodness gracious me.
So
that is a goal.
Southern Districts push their lead out by 21 points.
That was something else. Some great hands here by Jared Brennan. The ball just got booted off the deck. Look at this. Oh, big hit there by Jay McGrath. A hurdle there from Brennan. Copped a hit. I could call this part of the action all day. Brennan, there's that pickup I was talking about off the right step. It's graceful as a gazelle. Chucks it on the left boot, and it looked like it could have even just gone through all on its own. It probably would have, but Will Farrah got his hands on the ball, chucks it on the right foot, and then said to Jackson Geary, thanks for the help, mate, but that one goes through for 6 points.
Blood rule here happening with Raf Clark, so he's trying to pull the sock over it. The umpire's saying
not that works, is it?
Yeah, you're having a laugh there, Raf, if you think you're just going to pull that one over. As we see Edwards coming on for Rafa as they give each other a low to medium 5.
Text in from Brett, who must be a St Mary supporter, because he says this score is as bad as Peter McFarlane's head. Might be a mate of his, or I hope it is at least. Bit of banter always good. I'm sure McFarlane will say thanks for that and hopefully get a few goals to put him back in his box, so to speak. As the ball spears in, Ansters does pretty well, read it nicely. Is it going to be paid as deliberate? No, it's not. It'll be a boundary throw in. The Flying Mullet asking the question all the same.
I'm loving the Flying Mullet in the ruck now, Tim. He's giving a bit around the ground now.
Yeah, he's obviously just a bit of strong body as well. He pushes his body around there and just giving his teammates a bit of a rest, and obviously working towards that last quarter, so big third quarter by him.
I can't see J-May, must be on the he's down on the bench having a well-earned break. He's had a good game so far against Smith. And Smith is really one of those fantastic, he's probably the best ruckman in the league, would you say?
He's been very good this year. I think this is probably one of the first times we've probably seen him outgunned. He's just probably, for a very rare occasion, gives up a bit of size to Jamar. Not to say, like, he's held his own without doubt. Jamar's probably had the better of the taps and giving Districts a little bit more first use of the footy. But Jamar, he's a great ruckman, does a great job for this club. And when you've got those on-ballers like Little and Brennan and the list goes on, Jettas, it really gives them some good use of the footy, as we can see them working their way into their own end. Nice read there by Musgrove. From one
Musgrove to another. Look, but it's all Crocs. Ball's coming back inside 50. Farrah at the back. That is ridiculous. And he plays on. Leroy Jetta, sorry. He stopped it. Well done, Leroy. Crocs get another one here at TIO Stadium.
Put him in the forward line. How about that?
What a climb.
That's as good as a mark we've seen this season. The replay team's onto it. Watch this and enjoy, ladies and gentlemen at home. Ansters got the foot onto the ball. It just didn't go anywhere where it needed to. And it was just the big Gary Owen inside 50. Jetta, up, knees, chest, and down on his back. How good was that?
And plays on quickly. That's quite cheeky, Tim. But good on him.
Good on him, make sure of the goal. He probably was a bit knackered and didn't want to go back and have to kick the goal. But obviously that really hurts St Mary's. They've probably dominated the first 16 minutes of this quarter, I think. Got one goal for it, and then bang, 3 minutes worth, and Districts kick 2 quick goals and get that lead out again.
Back out by 27 points here at TIO Stadium, as we're going to have a ball up right in the middle of the ground. It's District 7-5-47, St Mary's 2-8-20. Sleeth beats Smith that time in the ruck. I say keep Sleeth in the ruck all day. He's doing well. Geary with the handball out. Ball inside 50. It's all Crocs. McFarlane nearly gets it from the back. Here's the little speed machine. Gets the kick into Benny Rioli. Keeps it in. No, it's going to have a boundary thrown in the forward pocket. St Mary's.
See Mark Jamar sneaking on the field here on the left there, so it looks like they might even push him forward just to really make that forward lock look even more potent.
Certainly be a target, that is for sure. Ball goes up. Parides got his foot onto the ball, but just didn't go anywhere.
And free kick for throwing the ball there.
That'll go to St Mary's. It might be Edwards who will get the kick, I think.
He is demanding it.
It goes over to Parides all the same.
So
kicked a couple last week, Parides, and from a similar spot as well, so the distance will be no problem. It's a nice relaxed approach, isn't it? Put it onto the right boot, and does. I think he likes it, and for good reason. Shannon Rioli, the co-captain of the club, gives him a high five. Pretty nonchalant return back to the goal, to the centre square, but well done to Nate Parides. It was just that pressure, and then, yeah, you can see there a little bit of a throw there, and he made the most of it, Parides, and they most certainly needed to. Did the green and gold with the score now 47-26, so 21 points. Feel like they're just not out of it, especially the way that they came home in the fourth quarter last week, the Saints. So they'll just be looking to stay in touch, and hopefully they'll hope that they can run away with it late. But the next goal will be very important, I think.
So Jamar back in the ruck. I don't know where Sleeth is, my boy, but anyway. The free kick here going the way of St Mary's.
Certainly getting the rub of the green from the umpires at the moment are the Saints.
Mendy moves it quickly. Dropped mark down there. Crocs at ground level. Gets wrapped up. Should be holding the ball and is holding the pill.
Interesting to see who gets this one. It's McFarlane. It'll be right on his distance, McFarlane. I don't think he's going to have a crack. Oh, he does jog back a little bit forward, certainly thinking about it. It's going to be right on his distance. He puts it on the right foot. I reckon it's short. Smith goes up. It goes through for a minor score. It was a very accurate kick of the footy, Peter McFarlane, but not the longest kick of the footy. I just thought that one might be a little bit of a stretch for him, but they'll be happy with how the current state of the game is, the Saints, keeping the ball down this end. Districts have done a good job of getting out of their own end for most of the part. It'll be a good one-on-one contest here between Kane Davis and Nick Mendy. Neither of them come off the better, but... Oh, Michael Coombs says, get out of my way. And a good opportunity here, but the kick just wasn't good enough.
Oh, we got a free kick for downfield. Shannon Rioli got dropped after he got rid of the ball. And now
so
McFarlane.
Did whoever ran into Michael Coombs. Gee whiz, I would not want to be on the end of that.
So now McFarlane with the set shot on goal. He
Much
knew
more
what was,
his distance this time.
He knew what was going on. It's a 7-point play as he's on the approach. We'll kick from about 25 metres out on the three-quarter time break. And he's dropped it here at TIO Stadium. St Mary's are staying in the game at 7-5-47 Southern Districts to St Mary's 4-9-33. We'll be back with the final quarter right after this.
Isn't that the new neighbour?
Yep, pretty sure she's from down south.
She arrived last week. Just had her windscreen broken by a falling coconut. No. I was at Jingly. Jingly! If she was with TIO, she'd be talking to a local. Might even be from Jingly.
Am I covered for coconuts?
And it's good to know. TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance offer the option of no excess for windscreen claims.
Jingly coconut curry.
Just a moment.
Yeah, the wait is over, baby. I'm about to blow Australia, a keg of Carlton Draft is changed every 46 seconds. Carlton Draft, it's that fresh, baby.
Kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks. I don't know.
It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
Are you overrun with rubbish and need a skip bin? For easy disposal from your garden cleanup, renovation or spring clean? When you think skip bins, think NTRS. NTRS, your friendly, reliable and local waste disposal company.
Welcome back. The fourth quarter, not too far away at all. Nicholas O'Reilly, Tim Weatherald, join me in the commentary box today. We can take you right inside that Southern District's huddle. Shannon Rusk are very animated there, telling his boys what they need to do to keep this 14-point lead. It's been tight the entire way. Southern Districts have led for the most part. St Mary's got a couple of goals back late. That Peter McFarlane one on the siren could be very important indeed. Boys, what's your thoughts and how's this one going to go?
We just saw the Crocs. Like the Crocs were just down to a 5-goal lead with probably only about a minute or two to go in that quarter. But we've got a game on our hands. It's only 14 points, Tim.
Yeah, you look through St Mary's lineup, there's a lot of guys who haven't done too much today. They've all sort of done a little bit here, but they've got the sort of side who can really turn it on this last quarter. Both teams have kicked goals into the win, so I don't think there's going to be a real advantage there. I think importantly that quarter, Mark Jamer had a really good rest. I think he'll now have that opportunity to go into the ruck and try and control the game for the midfielders there.
And I don't want to bang on about it, but Sleeth was really good as that second ruckman, wasn't he, going up against the likes of Raph Clark and Smith, wasn't he, Jake?
Yeah, Sleeth's had a great game. He's been, wherever he's gone on the field, he spent some time up forward and obviously playing the role as that second ruckman. And, when you've got a rat mullet like he does, you would expect nothing less. So, but, it's been a great game. It's been a great contest. You can actually see there on the scores there's more scoring shots, if my maths is correct, for St Mary's, 13-12. So it's definitely there and thereabouts. It's going to be who has the most legs, I think, here in the fourth. As I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, St Mary's came home with a wet sail last week at this same time in the 2 o'clock game and really ran away with it against the Tiwi Bombers. I think they were behind leading into the fourth as well. So they can certainly do it. Different type of opponent today. But there's certainly no doubt the Districts won't be shutting up shop. They need to score points to win this one, you would think.
Yeah, it's just interesting watching the sides head out to their positions now. Like, Sean Edwards has gone to wing now, and on the other far side there, Shannon Riolis. It's a pretty strong sort of out wide in the wings there. Raph Clark's gone forward again, so they're definitely going to try and attack and win this game, as they should.
Yeah, it's going to be a great first couple of minutes of this game, and they'll be extremely crucial. You would think, if St Mary's can get an early score on, they'll get really up and about when it gets, back to sort of 8 or so points. But the same can be said for Districts. If they can keep the St Mary's at arm's length, they'll be very happy indeed. So, with the start not far away, it's going to be a great fourth quarter. Nick O'Reilly.
So I was just looking there. Looks like Kane Davis was standing next to Jackson Geary, but he sort of just floated back there. So it'll be interesting to see what Kane Davis does in this final quarter. Geary's one of those dangerous players that can, once he gets on fire, he's on fire. As we're back underway, Edwards with the kick. But Jamar will take the mark there and load up for the Crocs as he pushes it out wide to Farah. He plays on, kick inside 50, looking for Leroy, but it's out on the full. So St Mary's can regroup in their back line.
I think going off what Timmy said earlier, seeing Sean Edwards and Shannon Rioli on the wing, obviously two extremely fast and gifted players, you'd think that might be a bit of a tactic there from Rick Nolan. Let's go wide, let's try and run around these guys and not mess with it too much in the middle. But you've got to get the ball first to do that. Jackson Geary tries to wrap up, doesn't. The ball spears into the contest. Little had it, all he had to do was catch it and did it, although still danger here as Jake Duggan gets his hands on the ball, snaps it through, and that is a goal. That is all very crucial for Southern Districts, getting that first major of the fourth quarter. We mentioned how important the first goal was going to be, so Jake Duggan, not a lot of celebrations there, but a very important goal.
Yeah, obviously a really good contest there as the big ruckman there gets the ball to a forward, gives his midfielders a chance. A really good quick handball here just to open it up. Probably could have run in a little bit further here, but gets the ball in there nice and deep. You know, great one-on-one contest. Probably should have marked it here, Piers Little. Did all the hard work.
Popped him right on the schnoz, I reckon.
You see the ball just pop out here. Jakey Duggan sneaks around. Beautiful goal. You don't miss them when you're a little fella like that. And yeah, bang, 20 points out again.
He would have been sent in there by Shannon Rusker to get those crumbs, and he's done exactly that. So he's doing his job, Jake Duggan. He's had some good impacts today. That is not a good impact. That's a horrible bounce, and we'll go back and have another crack at it. Throw it in the air this time, and Jamar gets a tap. It taps it backwards. They get the numbers there. Kane Davis gets one in the back. Jackson Geary gets his hands on it. Coombs, nice handball, accurate handball to Shannon Rioli. Spears one in. McFarlane gets his hands on it. Probably just wasn't quite far out enough in front of him. I think that will go over for a throw in, but down the end, that St Mary's most definitely need it. I think they need to kick the next one, boys.
Yeah, definitely, and I think just looking at that one, McFarlane really needed to extend the Dukes out in front there,
just a little bit low. It's hard to extend the Dukes when it's down near your knees.
If you've got a rude head like him, anything's possible. Jake, as we're back underway, Geary gets tackled, but gets a kick away. Smith shrugs off one, stinker of a kick. Ball in dispute here. Keisha gets the kick away. A good mark there. Plays on over the top. Rioli runs into a goal and kicks it. And St Mary's stay in the game here at TIO.
Great work there by St Mary's. They needed to stay in that contest, and they did exactly that. A couple of really important touches in there, and Ben Rioli almost doing that Jake Duggan-esque thing at the other end. You can see Jackson Geary does well, gets his hands on the ball. Smith with the big don't argue, just did well. And even again, that touch there by Yaram was important. And sort of a big hope and kick and hope. It was Paredes there, just so strong. If there's not many people who are stronger on the ball than Nate Paredes in this competition, and that was the play that really made it happen. Probably could have kicked it himself, but unselfishly got it off to Ben Rioli, who kicks that goal. The margin is reduced. Geary with first use of it here. They'll like the look of this, St Mary's, although Paredes just didn't quite read that one, as well as Keenan Dingo, who managed to fight off the judiciary this week and only got away with a reprimand, so he's able to play again this weekend. The ball goes down the line. See that over for a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, so 5 minutes in nearly there, and obviously both teams have scored a goal, so the game's still definitely wide open here, and just going to be who can really fight it out. I'm sure Southern Districts will try and control the game, and St Mary's just have to keep taking risks.
Yeah, well, I think the game's well poised, isn't it? Because St Mary's don't want to shut up shop. You know, Southern Districts don't want to shut up shop. They need to keep trying to score points and keep attacking, because when you sit on your leads, that's when you lose them. So, you know, they'll keep trying to score. That's certainly what they need to do. And St Mary's just really need to keep moving that ball. You know, they show when they move the ball well. And as we saw that text that Xavier Clark sent in before, when they don't have those simple skill errors, they look pretty good. So. At the moment, it's just a bit back and forth, no one really taking ownership of the game. It's Jack Musgrove it is who's moved back after starting the game at half forward. Not a great kick there by Vallegio, puts Musgrove under a fair bit of pressure, who does very well, the young fella. Geary does a little bit of a spin, handballs it to no one, and Will Farrer makes the most of that. Lovely little chip over. Again, well done by the young fella Musgrove, who just got himself in the road enough to stop Jamar catching the much bigger man. Good contact there by Hugh McMurtry, although we've got another snap. I think it was Ogden this time. It's a goal! No, it's not Ogden, that's Nicholas Rocker. Great goal there, and we can hear some cheers from the crowd. That's a very important goal, and another opportunistic one at that.
Yeah, probably just a skill error again there coming out of defence. Just needed to hit that target, and as soon as you miss that target, suddenly the defender comes under pressure, and you see this handball there under pressure, and once again another great tackle there in defence, just forces a bit of a turnover. You see the strength here. Just to hold the body here, once again, keep his strong balance.
Yeah.
Unselfishly gets it out to the front. Just strong, keeping the ball alive. Don't know if that was quite a handball there. It might have been a little tap there by Jared Brennan, but obviously a great finish there. And they get that next goal there through Nicholas Roker.
So they're
Take
back
the
out
assist
to,
all the same, won't he, Jared Brennan?
So they're back out to a 20-point lead. Here are the Crocs as we're back in the middle. St Mary's would want to get the next one, stay in the game. They get the early clearance here. Raf Clark in good position, drops the mark. Ball on the deck, does well, does Raf. Tries to push it out. What's the umpire doing here? There's a free kick about 100 metres off the ball. It looks like it's against Mark Jamar.
Being McFarlane too. You won't be happy to give it to McFarlane, who's been pretty accurate today.
No idea what that was for. As I said, it was about 100 metres off. Did you see that? Did you, Timmy?
No, I don't think anyone in the crowd except for the umpire saw that. And it's just to me, it's disappointing when you've got such a great game and then something was just so far away and shot on goal. You just wonder what happened.
He was in and around the contest, McFarlane. Whether he was held off it or something, I'm not sure, but he won't mind.
He's dobbed it. Beautiful kick from McFarlane. St Mary's staying in the game, gets it back to 14 points. There's Peter McFarlane. 7 minutes played in the final quarter.
There too. I think you can see him there on our screens. They're having a laugh about it, McFarlane, and now he's up against Ken Dingo and says, "What do you reckon of it, mate? I'll happily chat about him all day, my goals."
Well, that's his third for today, so another good return by Peter McFarlane. That gets him up to 20 goals in just his 4 games. So obviously, strike rate of at least 5 a game. So definitely a very important player coming back into the St Mary's side.
Kicking him at a good rate because his opponent, as we mentioned, 2 of the guys will be gunning for leading goal kicker of the year. Will Farrer's got 4 today as well, so they're definitely doing their jobs, the big men up front. Go to a contest here. No one been able to get out clearly there. Jackson Geary at the bottom of that one. Go up and have another crack at that.
Jackson Geary had the hair down in the first quarter, the hair up in the second, hair down in the third, and now it's back up again. So he's on fire there. He's getting the pill and he's doing his hair all at the same time. Jackson Geary, as we're going to have another ball up right in the middle of the ground.
Jamar playing very close together there. Jamar, yep. It was a good strength from the big man, but the umpire wasn't overly happy with it, and Ryan Saw-Smith will get a chance to get his team up ground. I imagine he'll just jam it onto the right foot. That's exactly what he does. McFarlane attacking the contest. Got his way impeded a little bit, but it's St Mary's with the ball. Mendy chucks it on the left. Diving effort there from Clark, just doesn't get enough hands on it. Nicely out here. Ogden gets his hands on it. Mendy probably needed to make that tackle and didn't. A chance here now. Well done. Oh, that first effort from Musgrove, but now it's over there to Dylan Barry, who has all of the time in the world, and he's missed it. Oh, gee whiz. That one might hurt them, but see if they can get out of trouble here, the Saints, quickly. Barry gets onto the mark, probably still thinking, how did I miss that one with nobody on me? I feel like he could have run all the way into the goal square. A dangerous kick across there from McMurtry, but it works out all right. Musgrove taking his time.
So from one Musgrove to another. So Musgrove, Shannon Rioli offers a lead, hits that way.
That was beautifully done. Body work there off the ball by Shannon Rioli, who just pushed Matt Duffy just to get enough space, and he's kicked it in, chipped it in to Musgrove here. It's on half back. Certainly taking their time here, the Saints. We haven't seen a lot of this today. They've been pretty quick to use it. Nate Paredes with time to burn. Will he have a bounce? No, he'll chuck it on the right foot, spears it in. It's a pretty good looking kick, but just better read by Zach Smith, who chucks it over to the right. Saints have got the numbers. Pretty well done there. I think that was Charlie McAdam who did well against the numbers. He gets the ball here, puts it on the left boot. Smith looks like he's read this one the best, doesn't get the hands on it. Mendy does enough, wraps around, puts it on his favourite right foot, and we've got
another free kick off the ball.
Here. Are we going to play on? No, we are not. Mendy will take his free, about 65 out, I'm going to say. McMurtry takes it.
As he puts the ball into a dangerous spot, Lavastida drops it.
Geary, nice smother.
So Raph Clark trying to wrap up there for St Mary's, but the ball's coming back out. Geary stands under it, but it's Jared Brennan with a beautiful mark over the top of Geary. Did really well there, Jared Brennan. He switches the ball. McAdam, handballs off.
Matt Duffy with a nice lead. They don't use him.
Here's Tim Brook with the kick. No one at home. No one at home for the Crocs, as it's all St Mary's.
That's great work by Jack Geary. He was a long way upfield and made the effort to give John Anstez an option there, and he used him, wanted him for that effort. That's a good kick by Geary too. McMurtry just didn't quite have the leg speed to get there, and it gets speared in. Again, it's those turnovers. The Crocs asking for 50.
And they're going to get 50.
Get it as well.
I didn't think there was a lot in that 50. I thought Farrell went to ground pretty
Farrell
early
was going
there.
back to take the kick from 45, but he'll happily take the promotion. Just those simple errors, you know. That was a pretty good kick from Jack Geary. McMurtry just didn't quite get his hands on it, and when you turn the ball over like that, you know, let's remember the Southern District Crocs are #1 in the competition for a reason. You just can't make those simple errors coming out of your own end.
Yeah, and obviously Willie Farrell will make him pay there. I think he definitely made sure the umpire saw the push in the back. It was there, like, you know, it was there, didn't need to be done. He'd already taken the mark. But yeah, especially if you make those turnovers when you're trying to chip the ball inside the field of play. If you're going to try and go long down the line and miss the error, can go over the boundary, you can start again. But when you're taking risks coming inside and still making the errors, this is what happens. Bang, goal to the other team.
I'll take it out to 21 points by my maths. Southern District's faithful getting a little bit raucous down there on the boundary.
It's those ladies in the corporate box next to us. Anyway, it looks like they're having a good time over there in the corporate box. The girls clearly following the Crocs as we're here at TIO Stadium. Districts 10-6-66, St Mary's 6-9-45, as you heard Jake say, back to a 21-point lead for the Crocs.
They'll need the next score, St Mary's. They've managed to do it so far today to stay in touch. They'll definitely need the next one with 13, nearly 14 minutes gone on the clock. They would have loved to have got that centre bounce because it was right to the advantage of Keisha, but alas, it'll get put up again.
So Sleeth with a nice tap down, but it's straight to the advantages of St Mary's. Keisha gets the kick inside 50, and Keenan Dago takes a great mark down there for the Crocs. Just in the ball pocket over there. Michael Long centre end. So Dingo with the kick. There's a free kick going the way of St Mary's for holding.
Reedy's with his hands on the ball, needs to make the most of it or you'll get another crack at it, luckily, because it wasn't a great kick. Does give the Crocs a little bit more time to get marked up one-on-one. They do that. McFarlane's the target. It's going to be a pack. Coombs with some solid body work in there, still popping out and about. Labastida does well, gets in and under. But it's Farah who's the one who comes away better. Smart play there by Jetta, just keeps it to his team's advantage despite going backwards. Wrapped up here, I think that'll be a ball up. Yes, it is. Down right in front of the Michael Long Learning and Leadership Centre.
Still think as a coach, I'd like to see him take the ball and handball it. I think it just takes away that risk of the ball going somewhere else. The old volleyball dig there didn't quite work, whereas a clean take and a clean handball just makes it so much more accurate.
Because Mendy puts it on the right boot. McFarlane's got the sit on it and uses those jukes to perfection, does he?
That's got to be 50. Oh, it's touched, is it?
Touched off the play, yeah. Then he's given the free.
So he'll get the set shot anyway. Timmy, I don't quite get that one.
Let's just say he marked it and moved on with it, shall we? Make it easier for up here in the comm box. McFarlane is right in front. Kick it from around about 35. He's known to always put these through the big fella under pressure. Puts it on the right boot and he pumps it through the big fella. He's been great today. That's his fourth and he keeps St Mary's in the contest. Beautifully done. He's the only multiple goal kicker, I think, for Saints today is Peter McFarlane with his 4. Raf Clark has 1. Nate Paredes also has 1. With Southern Districts, they've got a couple of multiple goal kickers. With Farah has a couple, as does Leroy Jetta. Just like the way this one, I feel like we're coming up to a grandstand finish, especially if the Saints can get the next goal. I feel like it's going to be very fever pitch to finish. Ball going up here. We've just hit 17 minutes into the 4th, so they'll need one quickly, St Mary's. Keisha goes up, gets nowhere near it. Paredes is the one with his hands on the ball. Dishes it out to Shannon Rioli. That's why they've put him out on the wing.
Bodies flying over everywhere on the outer wing.
Giving up a fair bit of size there was Joshy Heath, but no less in effort. Great work there by the coach of the Div 1 St Mary's side. They play tomorrow, Saints Div 1. Good contact there.
So Sleeth's back in the ruck.
Does well, straight on the boot. I think that was McAdam, nicely done. Mendy does well, gets it off to McGrath, who's, he's jinxed him. I was about to say he's done some good things today, McGrath, and he's absolutely bombed that one. Get a boundary throw in. Looks at his hand, McGrath, and said, what happened there? I have no clue. This one will be a throw in. We see Fairview Saints getting around that ball. Keisha's in the ruck. Paredes trying to get all over it. Sean Edwards moving in there as well. Could have been a push in the back. It's not paid. Coombs, smart handball. He's done that a few times today. Mendy streaks forward, puts it on the right boot. I don't think that's exactly where he planned to go, and it's gone at 90 degrees. Yaron will probably have the speed to get there. Good strength as well from the young fella. And this gives Saints a great opportunity. Mendy with plenty of time. Not a great kick, but Ben Rioli usually does good in these situations. Pretty smartly done there by the defender. That's Zach Smith. Just held up Ben Rioli long enough to get some counterparts along to give him the assistance. They probably need to do better with that one, did St Mary's. They had plenty of time and space there. We go up for a throw in.
It's obviously going to be a little bit of a longer quarter here with 6 goals, I think, scored already. So it will be a sort of 25-plus minute quarter. So there's still enough time if they can get a goal in this next minute or so.
So a free kick here going the way of the Crocs.
That won't help St Mary's in any way, shape or form. Taking his time too, Smart. Puts it on the boot. Musgrove had a good fly at it. Vallejo probably needed to clean that one up. He was the man free at the back and missed it. Puts pressure under his teammates. Well done from Musgrove, although he needed to get rid of it and did. It'll be play on. Leroy Jetta strolls to the mark. Oh, making it as difficult as possible, but Willie Farah gets through. That's his 5th. Raise it for your 5 for Willie. You've had a great game, mate. Leroy Jetta very unselfishly dished it off, and the competition's leading goal kicker has another 5. It's going to be very difficult for the Green Machine now as that lead extends. Nick O'Reilly.
Well, yeah, it's a 21-point lead here to the Crocs. So 20 minutes played in the final quarter. You think she's all over Red Rover, Timmy?
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be too tough now for
St Mary's to get back. Just really needed to get rid of that one there. Jetta just picked it up. All of the time in the world. He looked at about 6 teammates to dish it off to. Should have kicked it, didn't kick it. Not a great handball. Lucky Will Farah can jump 3 metres in the air, and he did exactly that and kicked his 5. Well done, Will.
Might be 6, I reckon. I'd like to double check that.
Oh,
the stats
right.
man, I've got stats men at the back to tell us.
Okay.
Or Nick O'Reilly, is it 6?
Yeah. So my personal assistant just gave me the nod and said 6. So well done, Will Farah, as the Crocs off half back. Here's Ogden. He's been absolutely extraordinary today. He's been whacked in the head and everything. Here's Farah. Just throws Musgrove off it, that little young unit. He gets the free kick. Looks to move it quickly. Down the line, good contest there.
Darren will have the pace here, gets the bounce. Lovely, in and away. Brett Mullins will be proud of that for the rugby league fans out there.
Benny Rioli with the old handball to yourself, falls over. Stays in the contest. That's got to be hold the ball. Umpire says play on, and we'll have a boundary throw in inside the attacking 50 for St Mary's.
How good does Nick Yarram when he's got the ball in his hands? That was just so smooth. Did the defender all ends up there? I certainly wouldn't want to catch him. Just very gracious when he's got the ball in his hands. Saints I think the difference today is districts have just used the ball better going inside 50. Saints have had their opportunities, as we mentioned. I think coming into the 4th quarter, they actually had more scoring shots. Just haven't made enough of the opportunities when they've got inside 50. And just in this zone that they're in right now, when they spear it in, those exact results like that are happening. Just finding the district's player rather than their own. Ball comes down to contest. Raph Clark gets his hands to it. Shannon Rioli's all over it. Puts a tackle on. Well done there by the defender. Gets it out to Bowden, who doesn't do a great job with it. Keisha gets his hands on it. Raph Clark tackles Bowden almost without it.
A bit of a scrap on here. Yeah, Geary in pursuit. Yeah, just tunnel balls it out.
Ball. Done well there, Southern Districts. They've done that well all day, getting out of their own end, just continually battling for the ball. A flying Will Farah. McMurtry's done pretty well to get out of that situation. They just want the ball a little bit more, do the Crocs. Pierce Little like a bull at a gate going at it. Brennan with a little bit of a shimmy and handballs it off into the danger zone, and Willie Farah says thank you very much. It's kicked one from here already today. He'll go back and try and kick another. He says, I'm going to try and bend this one from left to right, fellas. He's going to aim it at the left upright, you would think. Try and bring it back with a little bit of breeze out there as well today. So, very casual approach as we're accustomed to seeing from the Crocs leading goal kicker. Probably starts it a bit too far out to the left. It goes through for a minor score. They won't mind the time that is zapping off the clock. The Crocs. Vallejo has the ball. Spears it out over to the scoreboard side of the field. John Anstez went without it. McMurtry chucks it onto the right boot. Fly from Brennan. Didn't really get anywhere near it.
They've
Probably
really got to pay
on.
that advantage there.
Actually has probably hindered his teammates there. Brennan gives chase, falls over his own feet. Mendy with the mark. Play on, says the umpire, not 15.
Here we go, here's Pierce Little, and we're getting a free kick here for tripping. So Mendy will get another look at it. In the middle of the ground, he plays on, chips it over the top. Good mark down there to Paredes. held his ground. He moves it outside. Here's Keisha with the kick. Hits up Labastida. He looks to move it quickly. Raf Clark with the climb. Ball down on the deck. Little Joshy Heath. He's going
Good
after it like a
crumb by
little
Heath.
bulldog. He gets it out the back. Kick off the
Nicely
deck.
done.
Hits the post.
Oh, smart by Nicky Aaron. Knew he probably didn't have the time to actually pick it up, so just put it on the right boot. Didn't get a friendly bounce. Saints still trying their hearts out here. Jackson Geary all over that one. It just pops out though, and great pickup there. Quite sure who that player was.
Brady's with
Gerald
a little
Ugle.
chiveler, and Smith nearly coughs it up, gets the kick underway and drills it home for St Mary's. So they get a late one here at TIO Stadium. St Mary's moves to 8-10-58. Southern Districts 11-7-73. 25 minutes played in the final quarter.
Yeah, so I don't think that Districts will mind that one too much. It takes a bit more time off the clock, and they'll be in no rush to get this one back. I'm sure they'll take a couple of deep breaths, make a couple of subs. Cannot be long left in this one, but it's been a pretty commanding performance by Southern Districts. They had that shock loss to Waratah last week. We probably haven't spoken about that enough today. Every team probably needs a loss. You know, they had a few, 8 on the trot. Had that loss last week, but it's all about how you bounce back as a successful team, and they've done exactly that. St Mary's have named one of their strongest teams of the year, as have the Crocs, and they've both got players to come back in. Luke Bath hasn't played this week, but neither has Richard Tambling. So teams have both got lots of players to come back in, but I think we can certainly expect these two to meet at some stage during the postseason.
Yeah, Rick Nolan said during the week this is going to be a real test to see where St Mary's are, and I guess this probably shows where they are. They're definitely a finals contender. They're going to be around the mark, but at this stage of the year, I reckon Districts are definitely the strongest side in the comp, from my look.
Yeah, I think they deserve to be the favourites. As we work into our second half of the season, round 10 now, 18 regular season games, so we are on that downward slippery dip towards the postseason. Of course, we've got the Christmas break coming up very soon as well, and teams always really give a good sign of what they're going to look like after that Christmas break. There's that famous old saying in NTFL land, it's a new season after Christmas. So it'll be interesting to see what teams are doing after the break, but as for now, Southern Districts are most certainly the team to beat, as we can see there. Keisha, who has tried his heart out today, will try and kick another goal here for St Mary's. It'll be a bit of a tricky angle for him. Kick it from about 40 out as the siren goes. Keisha approaches. On the thin line.
No score. No score down there.
No score there. So that is full time here at TIO Stadium. Southern Districts 11-7-73. Too strong for St Mary's. 8-10-58.